Hello everyone, this is Brothers coming at you from Japan. Today I will try to show you something fun I did with my DK deck. Um, well, this is actually a deck I've been thinking of for a couple of weeks before DK actually hit the servers. And it does some interesting things. You can see it's kind of already happening in the background. I just hit record on this game, which is my run through of the marathon trial. And this is run for 28 already, so it's well into the game. Meaning that what's happening here, especially with the AI, which is kind of a dead fish in this game, is letting me do whatever I want. So it's a very um, nice setup to try the kind of stupid things I'm doing right here. So what is happening is on the board I have two scavenger constructs, and on each of them is an animovore ancient, which means that each time a creator dies in range of the, well, next to that construct, it takes 1 damage and takes 2 health, so it's +1. And I draw 1 card. So I actually have two of this ancients on the scavenger construct, which is on the top. So that's 2 cards and 2 left healths. But it takes +2, so it stays at the 16 where it is right now. Well, the other down has its health going up and up and up and up. And of course, going with that, I have 3 totems of suffering, meaning each time a creature dies, the idol in front of it takes 3 damage. If the creature in question is a loyal darkling, that happens to be 5 damage to the idols for each creature of, well, darkling dying. And AI has been kind enough to help me a little bit with the dying, because he put Maya curses on each of the scavenger constructs, which I think is actually a very good idea, because at the beginning of my turn, each of the creatures around take 3 damage, because there are 2 miasma wells on the board. That would be 1, but they take poison damage at the beginning of the turn, which is enough to kill a loyal darkling. So beginning of the turn, each of them dies, and that's if I have 2 on the board and on the same um, uh, on the same line. That's 10 idle damage at the beginning of the turn before I do anything. Um, so that's kind of fun. Of course, other things you can do, and you will see pretty well. You'll see now. You can do nutrition on your creatures, and including on the real darklings. And the fun thing is, of course, because you have the ridiculous amounts of draw that the scavenger constructs give you, you actually draw back your loyal darkling and the nutrition most of the time, if you place that correctly. So you can do that over and over and over again, as long as you have reserves of growth mana. So that is a bit ridiculous. The next thing you can do, of course, well, here I have the markers, so it's not really necessary, but I will still be doing it in the next few turns, is of course Necrogeddon. I place a bunch of stupid little creatures all over the board, not the bird, um, and I do Necrogeddon, which means I get all the damage that is done upon creature death, which is 3 to 5 idle damage per creature. Um, I get all the draw that goes along with it. And Necrogen, of course, gives me the husks, which also attack on this turn, so that's some more damage to idols or otherwise. And on top of that, of course, I still have the husks to kill or just die on their own at the beginning of the turn, giving me more idle damage and draw. So as you can see in the last few turns, I have the absolutely everything from my deck is in my hands. Um, so yeah, that gives me quite a choice in what to play. There are actually no resource ramps in there. DK doesn't have much of those. just splashing growth here for nutrition. So I didn't think of putting anything about ramping in there. That could be an idea. The because yeah, you see, I'm around 30 plus, and I'm 13 and 3 in resources, which is not enormous, and that's, well, I was gonna say that's not enough to play everything that's in my hand. If I had enough resources to play everything that's in my hand, that would be a bit preposterous. But I still have resources to play quite a lot of things, especially since nutrition gives me back quite a good part of it. Um, what I was gonna say is, yeah, one of the first world problems I have with the situation that you can see here in this replay, um, is that each time you draw anything, um, in this case, you nutrition or an oblivion seeker or something like that. You have all the cards, shifting to the left to make space for the one on the right, and that takes a horrible amount of time when you get that much cards on your hands, and it is just a pain in the ass to cycle your loyal darklings with the nutrition uh, X times a turn like this, but you could actually do that, and it's actually very close to being an infinite loop. It's not. You can loop it as many times as you have growth resource in your pool. So it's not that much, but considering in the setup here, I have each of my Darklings does 5 idle damage, um, and nutrition I can use, let's say 3 that I have here, and then I can do a Necrogun to have them die again. Um, that's 30 idle damage I can do without breaking a sweat in this situation, and with the decay resources I have on top of it. In, yeah, I'm doing 50 idle damage and killing a perfectly healthy opponent in one single turn is very, very possible. So that's very interesting. Of course, the idea is to try and make an infinite engine, like you would see in some Magic the Gathering or other similar collectible card games. That you have this really kind of preposterous combos where. You would just kill the opponents and have infinite mana, infinite draw, um, in a single turn, and the opponent can do nothing. Of course, here the setup is absolutely hell to get to. You need your free totems and your scavengers, and you need your opponent to actually let you do all that without killing you, which is a bit of a problem, especially since, as you can see here, it can just one quake, and I have most of my I have my totems and the wells if I need them out of the board. Thing is, if the scavenger constructs stay on the board, I can actually draw those back really fast. Uh, those scavenger constructs can still be broken as a draw engine anyway, with purification. If you take the animovores out, it's just a big ass wall, and you can also tick bomb them. And tick bomb has been making a bit of a comeback recently. In the games I play anyway. So of course that's a problem. Violent dispersal is gonna take care of it also, and that's pretty much it though, because I have been greedy on the one on top. I have too many movers in there, so it doesn't go up in health, but sincerely the one on the bottom is 60 plus health, which is kind of difficult to get rid of, really. Um, Pushback also, of course, takes care of it. So there are quite a few counters to all this. I mean, it's a really complicated setup. But I don't think I have ever seen something quite as close to an infinite engine before in Scrolls, so I wanted to show you that. Um, Now, you have to keep in mind that this is a deck I made before I could test it a few weeks ago, before Decay was out, and I didn't actually expect it to work um, this well in that situation anyway. So it's not really thought with the fact that you have your whole deck in hand. Uh, well, so there are probably a lot of things that you can do better. Right now, all I'm doing is based on well what's already on the board, and I talked about and the Oblivion Seeker and the Loyal Darkling and the Nutrition, but the rest of the cards are kind of useless or Neko Gendensu. But I'm pretty sure there are a few others you could put in there that would make things even more broken. Sorry. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I hope some of you guys would be interested enough to try and break this thing a bit more. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to see what you guys come up with. I hope that was fun and inspiring to at least some of you. And see you on the battlefield. Enjoy the rest of the game. Bye bye.